not sure whether you have inquired about any of the program with us or you know about Newland as an organization. But since you have registered for the program, I'm sure somewhere you would have seen our advertisements or connected with any of our counselors, and that's how you've been here for the webinar. So I'll quickly take you through. See, I'm sure coming here and joining for a digital marketing webinar, the intent is to understand different aspects of digital marketing. What are the career opportunities, growth opportunities are there in this particular segment? And I'm sure we all understand that there are two, three hot skills prevailing in the market, and digital marketing is one of. So I'll just take you through to the presentation, and then I'll take up your questions as well. So I'm sure when you discuss with your peer members in the office or in the family, there are two hot skills these days. One is analytics, another is a digital marketing. People talk about that if you move to digital marketing, there are a lot of opportunities there. The salary will be much better than any other profile. There are people who are already into the business, as an entrepreneur. They also feel that if they are not digitally available on social channels, if they learn something from a course, then they probably get into, moving all the products and services to the digital platform. So these are some of the questions. So when I started off my journey 5 years ago, I was also working in one of the organization, and that's how when I started off my journey, digital marketing, having a presence online is very, very important because most of the time people are on their smartphones, and it is very, very important for all of us to market our product and services through the platform where people are available and looking at different ads. Now, looking at so these are some of the statements that people you come across. It's a hot career choice. If you get into digital marketing, then there are good opportunities. You can become an NSEO expert, you can become a Google expert. There are so many certifications available in the country, and I hope we all understand that it's really confusing to choose the right course or the right career, especially when it comes to digital marketing. There are a lot of institutes in the market today. There are local institutes who are charging 5,000, 6,000 rupees a month and training you on different aspects on digital marketing. And there are courses worth 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs also. Not only in India, even MIT, Stanford, Wharton, all these big universities and institutes are also offering these kind of courses. But the question arises that which one should I be picking up for my career? Even if before I decide on, choosing a course, first I need to decide whether this is the right career for me or not. I think that's something which is more important than choosing the program. That's at secondary stage, which program, which institute, what fees you have in mind, or what are the budget constraints that you have. That is something which is secondary. So we'll talk about first as such that what are the roles available in the market, and if you really want to be a digital marketer, what all things you need to know, or how much time or devotion you actually need to put in terms of getting the actual value out of it. So why a course into a digital marketing and analytics? If you look at different programs available in the market, there are a combination of digital marketing strategy, digital transformation. Then you also have a combination of analytics in it. Now, why we are saying analytics? So it has nothing to do with the IT analytics we are talking about. It has nothing to do with R or Python or big data analytics or as such. Analytics in digital marketing is only and only talking about the web analytics. So who is available in the market, what actions people are taking on your ads, how much is the response rate, what is the click to campaign ratio. So all these are basically different calculations that you do to assess whether whatever you are spending on the channels, whether on Facebook, Instagram, or even on Google, what is the return on investment that you're getting out of it. we all understand that people are moving from a typical marketing strategy to a new normal after COVID-19. Majority of our businesses have moved to the space, to the online space, and that's how you feel that there is a dire need for marketing agencies or the organizations or the entrepreneurs to move their businesses to a new normal, which is a different strategy altogether. I would not say that you can ignore the existing strategy or a traditional marketing that you have been doing. That has its own importance, and one should continue and having a combination of both the traditional marketing as well as the digital marketing. So you cannot only rely on digital space and not focusing on the traditional marketing. And that's not the right way of looking at it. So the second one, consumer behavior has changed drastically, from groceries to clothes or different items that you look at on e-commerce website. After COVID-19, whatever items we were physically going to the market and buying are now available on the website. We even ordering small items sitting at home. So it means that adaptability is very much there. People understand that if I'm not able to travel because of COVID-19 or any other restrictions, I still have access to all the companies by just clicking, and I can browse through different products and services and I can purchase it. So that's how the consumer behavior is changing. So when a consumer behavior changes, for companies, it is any which way is always good to have that your products are being offered on a digital space. The response will be much better than what you compare with 3 years ago or 4 years ago. Um, this is some of the matrices. You will find different facts and figures on different websites. So I follow global data. So that's how I got this information. So by 2023, the number of active Indian internet users. So when I say active Indian internet users, may not be people all looking out for a shopping, they're coming from a shopping perspective, but anyone who is there on the channel, somebody browsing Facebook and suddenly they see an ad of any product, maybe an Apple 13 being launched. So if you browse through, you do not have any plans to buy an Apple, but they keep showing those ads to you, and then you make up your mind that okay, this is one of the product that will be launched in the market. So your intent is not to visit Facebook to buy something. That's not the intent. Very few consumers are actually logging into Facebook to buy products. But yes, when you browse through, out of 10 to 15 feeds that you get in a day, majority of feeds that you have in your friend circle or peer members, rest you see that those are sponsored ads coming on Instagram, Facebook, or even if you search anything on Google and then you browse through different websites, you would have seen that people are showing the same ad and again to you. That basically create an interest in the mind of the consumer, and that's how you end up buying products and services from these organizations. This is how, so 666 million is the estimated Indian internet users. So if you have a presence globally outside the India, that is much bigger than this one. Um, but having said that, if you really wish to get into the digital space, or if you want your products and services to be available on digital channels, you really have to acquire or adopt new technologies. Without having softwares or application in place, you cannot just simply rely on the traditional methods. So even if I say traditional methods, it had nothing to do with the traditional marketing, but in digital marketing also, there are so many tools available today. Obviously, you cannot use all the tools altogether. That's not the intent. That's not the right way of looking at it. You really have to understand that if I'm actually writing a content, for example, and what all content related tools or applications which are available, which I can leverage to give a better optimum results to my consumers or my internal organization. So that's how. Then why we more emphasize on the analytics piece other than the digital marketing is for one very simple reason, that analytics, it gives you an idea actually where you're heading. If you have done something wrong, we have spent money on different campaigns, but and then you realize, okay, I have spent 5 rupees, but I'm not getting the ROI on that 5 rupee investment. Then I need to, strategize or change my campaigns accordingly. So that's how. But you only can take actions or once only and only when you have data in place. And data is the future. We all understand that, because on the basis of the data that you capture from different campaigns, from the consumer indexes, you decide whether it is right to spend the same amount of money or not. Maybe you need to change the geography, you need to change the design of the ad, maybe you need to change the creativity or any innovation you want to bring into the table just to attract to the consumer. So it is just not that you have placed an ad. You will find that one company, you will find an ad today where Shah Rukh Khan or any other celebrity is showcasing a product. Another day you will find that same product but a different style, maybe a different creative or different pictures being used by the organization. This is just to make sure that things are not monotonous. You keep changing, but that can only happen once you have analytics mindset in place, and you know that where you're heading wrong, where you're heading right, and accordingly you take decisions based on the data. So if you look at the Indian advertising industry, if you look at these figures, very exciting figures. 2022 I'm talking about here. And you look at these figures as you compare with 2019, and this is before COVID era. Now, last 2 years, things have really changed in this particular segment. And if you look at another 3 years time, maybe if you learn something now, and if you're looking at changing your career or maybe moving your business to an online space, this is the right opportunity for you. So people who talk about careers in digital marketing per se, I think they're absolutely correct. Only thing is that are we doing at the right time? Is this the right time to get into it? Yes, the answer is yes, that you can actually get into any of the program, or even if you do not have plans to spend money on digital marketing courses like 70,000-80,000 rupees, if you do not have it, you still can access different master classes or different subjects by paying around 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 rupees investment, and then you can have an expertise on a particular subject. So but yes, absolutely your choice that to what extent you wish to actually get into digital marketing. Now, so I'm not sure people who are attending the webinar are actually from the digital marketing piece, or you have some other experience of digital marketing. So if you are familiar with the digital marketing terms or the profiles or the job profiles which are available in the market, these are some of the job profiles which are available, and these are different areas. So if you feel that I can learn everything in one go, yes, you can learn, but you cannot master everything together in a given course. So if a course provides you a 60 or 70 hours of learning, they basically divide those 70 hours or 5-6 hours each to all these categories. So ideally, you are spending 5 to 6 hours on each category. Moment you complete the course, you will be in a position to decide, okay, I know now 10 things in digital marketing, but I really have an interest into maybe in SEO or maybe social media marketing, or for that matter, Google AdWords. Then you start developing your interest into that particular area. That should be your right strategy. Any course which is available from 3 months to 12 months or even for 2 years, all these courses cannot give you a mastery on subjects. End of the day, you really have to spend time in terms of understanding every aspect of digital marketing. It takes time. So in a 70-80 hours of learning, this is how any course in India would be structured. Now the point arises is that which area you would really like to develop into. But unless and until you get into the program, you learn the skill sets, you will not be able to take a call that whether my expertise or my interest basically lies in website development, or I can get into the email marketing. And there are people who have been managing everything together, but that comes with an experience. Obviously, you cannot expect that you do a six months program and then you become a digital marketing lead for the organization. It takes time. And it's just not about working on tools. Please remember that learning Facebook, placing an ad on Facebook, and you actually having a business acumen, in terms of running the campaigns, two different aspects. So courses can teach you how to learn different tools, but there are courses we cannot teach you as to when you have to take a decision on the business, when you have to take tough calls for the business, which campaign you should be using at what time. So all these areas basically, can be covered by an academician or an industry expert who's been there in the industry for quite some time, who basically understand the importance or can quickly take the tough decisions for the business. So you really have to understand that it's just not about learning tools. If you really want to learn a tool, there are so many available on YouTube. There are so many available on websites like Udemy, Coursera, or Simplilearn. The point here is that these organizations or these courses are very good in terms of the content, but when it comes to the actual applying practices from a business acumen, these courses lack a lot. That's why we always recommend that whenever you're learning a digital marketing program, it has to be a combination of an academician, person who has done research in the area of management, plus a person who is an industry expert who basically understand the technicalities of the campaign. So if you club it both, it becomes a win-win situation for you, because you know that if the business is not doing well, you know which tool. There are hundreds of tools available in the market. You cannot use every tool everywhere. Applying methods, it's not something that you copy paste campaigns. For running an apparel company or running an education company, campaign, deciding on the campaign is two different areas. So you really cannot have same practices across all the businesses in the country, right? So for that to happen, you got to have a business acumen, you got to have a digital acumen that understand that where the consumer psyche is, which campaign I should be using it, what amount I should be spending it initially, what returns I can expect from it, and then you learn the tools. Tools is the secondary stage, and that's something which is not difficult. Anyone can teach you. The point here is that you cannot learn things which are actually more general in nature, generic in nature, and from a management perspective. Now, guys, any questions on the areas? Anyone like to have any discussion on the career-wise as to what SEO is all about, or pay-per-click, or social media marketing? Any questions? We'll take up questions now, and then I'll start the second part of the webinar, which is more interesting. But in case you have any questions which you like to ask, feel free to do so. We can unmute you, and I think the admin can unmute you in case you like to ask, or you put it in the chat box in case you want me to proceed further. That's okay. I don't think so people have any question as such. Okay. Now, if you look at the average spend on digital campaigns, so when you browse through YouTube to check on different campaigns, if you look at on YouTube or Instagram, you'll find that the majority of share today, people love to see the videos. Anything which is moving, which is more creative in nature, people are more likely to click on those ads as compared to the still ads that you have. So if you take your own example, when you browse through Instagram and you see a video coming in, there are chances that you tend to click on those ads and you see the actual content, what is there, and you watch it for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 4 minutes or so, and then you decide on whether the content is right or not. In those 2-3 minutes video, the company basically tries to give you a complete journey around of the product, the benefits that you're going to get, the past experiences maybe they can showcase. So there are different areas that company basically focuses on when they showcase their products through videos. So if you look at 26% is a share on the online video, which is much more than what it was 3 years or 4 years ago. Earlier, people were more relying on the still ads. I'm sure when you have to create a video ad, there are you got to have a trained manpower to create videos, because not every graphic designer is capable of creating videos on the system. So you need to have somebody who is just more than a graphic designer, who understand the video making and do a lot of creativity on those aspects. But yes, even if you do not have a person on board, or if you wish to have an external support, there are freelancers available on different websites like Upwork or Freelancer, where you can get people by paying a nominal amount, and they work on different campaigns and get it done. But that's purely your choice. If you really are in a business where you feel that you can actually have a product showcasing through video, then this is the right one. Second is the social media with the highest share of 28%. This is no doubt about it. Social media, when I say social media, I'm sure you understand it is all about Twitter, Facebook, and Insta majorly. Although LinkedIn nowadays, people are using to showcase ads on LinkedIn as well. Earlier it was TikTok. And there are so many other apps also available where people are using to showcase their products. Influencer marketing is another area where people hire celebrities to talk about their respective products and they get paid for it. Not even celebrities, people who are good at creating YouTube videos, people who call themselves YouTubers. They showcase, they basically manage different small ads and charge a nominal amount, and they can actually target a population of maybe around of maybe 1 to 5 million people on a single ad. So it gives you more impressions. People come to know about your brand. If you're launching something new and you have a nominal budget, then you can go for an influencer marketing also. You can have, I'm not saying you hire a celebrity to talk about your product, but there are models and there are IPL players and there are so many other celebrities available in the market who can actually charge less and you know help you in reaching out to the right audience. Then third is the paid search. I'm not sure you understand the term by paid search. So when you go to Google, so people even finding an address from one place to another, they all Google it. Similarly, when you are looking out for something, I'm sure since all of you are here, if you have been searching for a course, an executive program from IIM. So if you search executive program from IIM, you will find a lot of ads coming on top of Google, which are ads, sponsored ads, which are paid ads by the organizations. So these are paid search wherein you basically focus on consumers who have been looking out for specific keywords, and there and one thing you have to really understand, that when you type in something, it means that you really have an intent of buying that. So if I'm typing in, for example, a laptop, I say that I am looking for a laptop under 15,000 or under 50,000. Then I start seeing laptop ads from the organizations under my budget of 50,000. So that's how there are chances of more conversions, because here you have an intent of buying something and you are typing in the chat, the Google search bar. It means that you would like to buy something maybe near future, or maybe immediately you have been exploring options. So there, whichever company you basically see on the top, there's a tendency that people click on those ads and they basically reach out to the right organization, either through filling up their respective details, or they leave their contact details and they basically have a call center and they call back. Fourth is the display media. Display media is a typical ad when you browse through different websites on Google. On the right, left, top, bottom, there are so many ads boxes which you find may or may not be relevant to you, but you tend to click those ads. So that the idea is that somebody has searched for a course, but he or she, after leaving Google, maybe log into any other website, and they start seeing those ads, those display banners on different websites. It means that even if you're not interested today, the companies keep reminding you that if you're not interested today, maybe you can come back after 3 days or 4 days and buy the product. So that's more of a reminder for you that you have seen something but you have not bought it. So that's the right time to buy a product. So that's how you do a display media. But display media, you basically invite a lot of rough traffic, because there are serious people clicking on it and there are people who are by mistake, they click on it and they fill up the inquiry, and then you get a very rough traffic on the website, and people are not interested, but they like to see. For example, you in your ad, you have Shah Rukh Khan or you have some celebrity actress which is there. People may or may not see the content of the ad, but they see a celebrity and they click on it. Maybe they feel that there's a new movie coming in and they click on those ads. And finally, when they fill up the inquiry or for some other reason, they feel that some rewards or some gifts are coming. And then they later realize that, okay, I have filled up an inquiry for a product which I may not be interested to buy. So that's how display ads are given less importance, or the budget sharing, which is around 22%. But there are organizations, specifically, I'm talking about e-commerce companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, Myntra. These organizations are very aggressive because their bread and butter is the display ad. Because generally people browse through different websites and they find that there is a Diwali sale going on, and you tend to click. You are not sure about it, but you know that Amazon has a very large database, and there are so many products which are available on Amazon. So even if I'm clicking on Amazon, it will take me to some website, and there are a lot of products that I can look into it. So there are chances of conversions which are higher, because that's something which is not inviting for one product. They have millions of products on their website. So that's why they spend more on display and less on the other paid or other campaigns. You will not find very aggressive approach on social media by e-commerce companies. You will not find an ad on Amazon ad on Facebook or Instagram much, but you will find videos specifically on television or even on YouTube talking about some new schemes like Diwali or New Year offers and all, right? Now comes to, so one is that now we are clear that if I really want to get into a digital marketing program, whether it's the right time or not. Second, once you made up your mind that you actually looking forward to join a program, then the question arises, why should I be doing a program from a premium institute? I can learn it from a local institute or from other institutes available. They charge less. They give you a placement, so-called placement guarantee or assurance, or so many other commitments that they give. But the reality is that in the industry, in the Indian scenario, getting an opportunity for a working professional, if some company claim to do so, that they can place a working professional from one organization to another organization, it is very, very difficult, because we all come with a set of expectations, and we all understand that if I'm drawing an X amount of money from an X company, and then if I'm doing a program, the other company will give me a hike on my existing salary by looking at the program. It is not easy. Obviously, you explore different options and you represent yourself in such a way that you have done a program and you start selling yourself. But having an organization helping you in terms of getting you a job opportunity, it is very, very difficult. So I'm not sure about it. I don't want to comment on that, which organization basically gives you a job opportunity in digital space. But first question that you should be asking them about what is going to be the role. So in digital marketing, there are roles of website development also, and there are roles of creating different small activities. So you're not sure that you're actually getting into a digital marketing area, or you're actually becoming a helping hand for a digital marketing team. So you're not sure about it. So first is that after doing the program, even if you're giving an opportunity for me, there is an opportunity for job, then let me know right away that what is going to be my salary, how much value that the role will have, what will I be doing specifically in that particular given role. It's just not about a placement, it's about your career. So you really have to ask these questions in case the organizations are offering you a placement guarantee. Now, courses from a premium B school, a very, very simple reason. I am also from a premium B school. So I understand the importance of learning from a premium B school. They focus on case studies and application-based usage of tools. So it's a combination, which I initially said, that it's a combination of theory plus practical. It's a combination of the case studies and the practical aspect of it. It's a collaborative effort of academician and the industry expert. So you are not coming here to learn only the tool, you are coming here to learn management, you are coming here to learn different strategies, and then with those strategies you basically decide which tool I should be using to make an impact on my product or services. So that's how the differentiation between an institute of important reputation, a premium B school, or any other institute often offering digital marketing programs. So learn from top academicians and experts. This is a combination, a very deadly combination, that you learn from an academician and then you practice it with the industry expert. They also understand the hyper competition that is prevailing in the market. Any curriculum which the premium institutes are making, they understand how market is evolving. So it's not something that I'm doing a course now and then the next batch next year I'll be using the same content. That's not the case. They keep changing their case studies, they keep changing the content, they keep changing the different areas to make the curriculum so robust that you actually come to know that today you are in 2022 and this is how market is demanding from people. They basically train you in that area. It is not typically a same curriculum being followed for last 6 7 years. That's how they differentiate themselves from the other institute. Innovation and presence of mind, two focus areas. Any which ways, these two focus areas are very important. Even if you are doing a program, not doing a program, doing an MBA or doing an undergraduate program, or even you're planning to go for a PhD, you really have to be very innovative in your thinking and a presence of mind. Whatever you learn, whatever you get into, that's very important. An institute at IIM's level or the premium institute level, they understand this, and that's how from the day you join the program you'll have that kind of an understanding that okay, these two things are going to be there for sure. Last but not the least, the group work for collaborative learning. And when you do a collaborative learning, it means that you basically do a lot of case study discussions. People who have done a lot of researches on different organizations, they come and share their experiences. And it's just not the one-sided presentations that they come and start teaching you right away and reading out the PPTs. It is something which they ask you about your personal experiences, and then you brainstorm on an idea, you brainstorm on a problem, and then you find out a solution together. So imagine you as a working professional, academician, and industry expert collaboratively, finding out solutions for your problem. That's how the core intent which is being focused on. About Newland, so any which ways we all, I'm sure you would have seen our website, and we are the fastest growing edtech company in the country. We have got 5 IIMs associated with us. Plus, we are also working with SPGen and various other universities like DY Patil is also with us. We have courses from 1 day to the MDP to 2 years of degree program that we have recently concluded with IIM Raipur. This is a 2 year MBA program from the institute. Other than this, we also host a lot of short duration program from 5 months to 6 months, like digital marketing program that we have been doing. We are doing admissions for the 5th batch of the program. First 4 batches have already been over. So, and other than digital marketing, we are very strong in the area of leadership, HR, finance, marketing, sales, and even I talked about the sports management, diploma, degree programs, and all. So now coming to the last few batches that we have concluded with the institute, specifically for people who basically take part in this particular area or a program, are people coming from sales, uh, people coming from from core digital marketing. Maybe they are actually working for the SEO, social media content, or offline marketing or branding. The corporate communication people have been a part of this program. They like to learn more about the digital space. Hence, from traditional marketing, they like to have more exposure on the other areas. Project management people, operations, supply chain, warehouse management. So people who are already in the given profile, but they like to either move to digital marketing, or in the given profile, they like to develop their skills more on that particular area. So they also come forward and join the program. Then you have entrepreneurs, managing partners, CEOs of organizations, startup owners. Uh, uh, we had very senior population from the last batch, people from Fortune 100 companies at a very senior level of managing director level. Also, they like to learn digital space. That if I wish to have my own knowledge per se, I can actually develop some skills. When I actually monitor my team, I at least know that where my team is heading, or whether they are making mistakes, not making mistakes, or so. Then, other than this, any functional manager who wish to have a different skill, maybe an HR person. Now, in social media, HR people are also using different campaigns to attract people for the organization. So there is no harm in exploring social media from an HR angle as well. That how you can engage with the external population who can actually come and join your organization. Then you have quality, risk, and finance people who are so. We basically designed this program keeping in view, one is that the IIMS faculties are going to teach you from basic to advanced level of the core elements of digital marketing. When I say core elements, uh, for me, core elements will always be the search engine optimization. You really need to be an expert on SEO because that's something which gives you more long-term rewarding career, or a lot of benefits for the organization perspective also. If you know SEO well, then you do Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram marketing. So these three are very, very important. So not only institute will come and teach you on these three aggressively, but will also be taking master classes. So when I say master class, it is not something a 1 hour of class wherein I train you on Facebook or Insta marketing. It's basically taking you through to the advanced level of Facebook marketing, other than what institute is going to teach you. So these are practical exercises, practical workshop wherein I take you through a step-by-step approach as to different strategies that how I adopted when I started off my business. Because when you learn somebody from somebody who has been through to different challenges in the market, I think that gives you more exposure other than you're learning from somebody who has been working in an organization. So that's how I'll start. I'll share my journey with you guys. And there are 2 to 3 classes on each subject that we intend to have, so that when you complete the program, you will be in a position to be a master on at least 2 3 areas, where I'm talking about Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Because normally you will be using these 3 areas quite often. Google AdWords is a very, very vast subject, and we're going to give you training on at least 5 to 6 sessions on Google only, which will be there, or from both the perspective of Google search or Google display. That gives you more insight about as to how ads are being performed, how ads are being built, how results are coming, how should I calculate the ROI, uh, what bidding should I be using it, how to attract the consumers and all. Content marketing, we basically talk about writing the right content, what all mistakes normally people do when they write a content, what should be the right approach to write an article or a blog or a video blogging if you're doing. So these are the aspects that we're going to cover. SEO, as I already said, is very, very important. Email and affiliate marketing, you see that a lot of people being sending a lot of emails to you on a daily basis. There are different tools being used to generate interest or generate email campaigns for different consumers. So that's how we are going to cover that how a campaign can be made and how people being sent different campaigns, and how email marketing basically works. Quora ads, it's a very new one. You will not find this particular campaign in any of the other courses. I personally love to work on Quora, so I will let you know as to how people are using Quora. We all search Quora for different questions and answers, but yes, when it comes to running a promotion ad on Quora, that's something which I will be covering in this program. Twitter ads is very important. So one is that you do tweet, for a different subject, but you can also run a campaign on Twitter to attract more consumers or more tweets. Mobile marketing is there. Then last but not the least, you have web analytics, and there are so many other topics as well, which I have not mentioned here, which is more towards the management perspective as to how a digital marketer can decide on the right decisions of, taking the digital marketing team ahead. Other than this, so as I said, I'll be covering Zapier. This is another tool. Quora ads, LinkedIn ads. Facebook is completely going to be covered from basic to advanced. LinkedIn is also going to be covered from basic to advanced. So these are all tools, and there are so many other tools as well, which is going to be covered, which is a part of different campaigns. For example, YouTube is a part of Google campaigns, Insta is a part of Facebook ads. So I have not mentioned it, but yes, it is going to be as well. Guys, any questions you like to ask? That's all I had. In case you have any question, you can ask me, or you can always, I'll just write down my email ID. Maybe you can make a note of my email ID, which is sumit@newland.in. In case of any questions not pertaining to the courses, or if you have no interest in pursuing a course, my intent is not to talk about a particular course what we are offering today. The idea is to make you aware of as to what are the career options available, and if you wish to have a career in this particular area, you can always send an email to me, and I'll be more than happy to answer or help you in anywhere you are stuck in your career. Feel free to come back to me. Any questions, guys, or should we end this session now? Admin, if you can just ask people if they have any question, otherwise I'll just end the session. Not seeing any chat coming on, so I think people comfortable with what I have said. So if you have any questions you want to ask, send me an email. Sumit@newland.in. Okay, guys, thank you so much for attending the webinar today. Have a great weekend ahead. Thank you.